Alrighty, folks, so we are together here to present to you the final week of fiber gifts for this year. Still in this year, actually. This is going to go up on December 31st, and it's going to be 20% off of all of the things that we're going to show you. This is, like last year, we did a bunch of books, so this year we are going to do a bunch of books again, because it seemed to go over really well. So we have a selection of books here. All of the books that we show you now are going to be the ones that are on sale, which means you have a bunch to choose from. We have a really neat selection this time. So we're going to go back and forth. I will start off everything with the Inkle Pattern Directory. This is a wonderful book. So she has it at home. I think I also have it at home. So it's like illustrated really beautifully and really easy to read, which is great. Inkle can be kind of confusing at times the way that it's written, so this is written nice and clear. And it's also going to walk you through basically everything. It starts at the beginning with warping and how to do your basic stuff, basic techniques. It goes all the way through patterning and all of this fun stuff. So you have a lot to choose from in here, and we'll get a closer look at that here in just a moment. So
must have.
Yes.
Must.
Inkle Pattern Directories. Making sure I said the name right. By Ann Dixon. So, yeah, very nice book.
Yeah. Okay, the next book is The Weaver's Surprise by Tom Knisley. I personally met him, and I wonder if that's him right here weaving, because he did a lot of rugs. But this is a very cute book for kids to talk about what the little mice are going to do, which is not what you want in your studio, let me tell you. But it is a very adorable book. And I think it'd make a great one for the grandparents to get, and they could actually read to the kids, especially if you were a weaver back in those days, or if you knew somebody that was a weaver, that would make more sense with the vocabulary. But it is really sweet, but this is what you don't want. But it is a cute book. So definitely for a must for the little kids library. And even weavers could keep it. It's just a cute book.
And Tom Knisley's great.
Yeah.
So we like him. So we have got another one that Amy is very fond of. This is Beautiful Wool, and this is presented by Rug Hooking Magazine. So lots and lots of smart people in there that know what they're up to. So yeah, this is a dyeing book, as you can obviously tell. So it's going to take you through a lot of different things. Well, it's, again, just beautiful. Most books that we have around, we're very fortunate. We have lots of books that are really easy to look at. So we have just this spread of all kinds of different stuff, different techniques that you can do. There's one specific thing in here, and I'll show you close up, but I'm going to find it real quick, because we have Cushings and the whole color card of Cushings in here for you printed out so you can see it, which is so nice. So it'll have recipes and things in here for you. It's going to have techniques and things in here for you for like spot dyeing and that sort of thing. It's going to tell you what mordants they might suggest for certain things. Of course, you're just dyeing acid dyes. So yeah, just all kinds of really good stuff for dyes and stuff in here. Yes, and it's just, again, it's pretty and it's nice, and it's a very useful book for people who are just starting to dye specifically with wool. So, yes.
Good book. So here's another one, Amy Oxford, and I know I've highlighted this book a couple of times in some of the demonstrations we've done. If you didn't get it then, this is a great time to get it, because it's 20% off. This one, Amy does the Oxford punch needles, but her techniques can be used in other situations with punch needles, but it is really great. What I really like about this one is she gives you how to do projects. This was a ginkgo leaf, but it talks about how to finish it on the back, which a lot of people call us and ask us that, because there's many techniques that you can do. So you pick the ones, but I mean, it is truly a great book. She talks about design, she talks about hooks, she talks about your stretching frame, she talks about everything. So it's a must if you don't have it. Great book. I have this book too. Sorry.
It's a lovely book, and Amy Oxford is a real
staple in the community.
Yeah, staple in the community. Real smart lady, knows exactly what she's doing. So definitely a lovely book.
Yeah.
This one is Cotton Flax Hemp by Stephanie Gaustad, and it also has a foreword by Judith McKenzie, who I love. So yeah, obviously cotton, flax, hemp, things like that. It is going to go from how to prep these things if prep is required. Not always. Sometimes you get it pre-prepped. You don't have to worry about that. But it's going to show you how to hackle things. It's going to show you how to take your If you have cotton bowls, to take the fiber off of that and get it off of seeds and stuff like that. And then it goes through spinning techniques and suggestions, tips and tools and things for spinning these fibers, because it is really different from spinning wool. Most people start spinning wool, not everyone, but most people, at least in the modern days, or try. But that's like, of course, that's how we start people here when we are teaching people, when we are able to teach people. And then, you know, people typically graduate from there into other things. So this is going to walk you through all of the stuff you need to know for cotton flax, which is just not something, linen, which is not something that a whole lot of people are talking about, which is really cool. So you get to see that as well. I wonder if I can find the heckling in here. Anyway, it's in here and it's lovely. We'll do a flip through for you. But yeah, if you're interested in these kind of different fibers, then this is the book for you. It's a really nice one. And Stephanie's real smart too.
All right, so I have this book, Contemporary Hooked Rugs. I don't personally have this one yet, but it would, never heard that one. But what I like about it is it does give you a contemporary aspect on different things, or if you have memories or some way how you want to turn your ideas or your photographs into something, you could probably do it. But it's just very bright colors, very contemporary colors. I'm sure you could do a grayscale on it and change colors, but it is... I mean, just the ideas, I think, is where you really would, I was going to try that and I didn't. But now you actually can see different ways that they're done. So I think this is a really good book on just sifting through it with a cup of coffee on a snowy day and going, I need to do that.
There's
Very
kitties.
Nice. Kitties.
Kitties.
Yes. Yep.
We're both cat people.
We're both cat people. Anybody that knows me. Good book, too.
Yes.
I think
it's really neat.
It needs to be soon.
We'll look at a close-up of like the faces and stuff. I especially think it's just so amazing. But anyway, we have yet another one, Learning to Weave by Deb Chandler. I know a lot of you probably already have this book, but for those of you who do not, who are interested in table or floor loom weaving, multi-shaft weaving, this is a lovely book, a wonderful book. This is how a lot of how I learned is in here, and it's just a really neat, nice reference material. It quite literally takes you from beginning to end. It starts at how to warp and how to wind a chain and how to do all of that good jazz, and then it takes you through both back to front and front to back in here in various places. So it'll go through all of that, and then it'll show you different drafts that you can do. There is a I just so happened to open to this page. There is an empty draft for you here, and kind of a little worksheet on how to do things. So that is really useful and helpful. And then of course there are completed drafts in the back that you can check out. And if you want to do stuff like that, there's little pictorial stuff and everything. So this is just a really good, all-encompassing, all-around, teach you how to do it start to finish book for multi-shaft weaving specifically. So get it. It's a really good book.
So if you haven't started on the 4-shaft and you're actually on rigid heddle, this is from Ashford. We highly recommend this book too. Looking at this doesn't look basic, but it is. Sometimes it's deceiving. But on this particular book, it also talks about specific things that you can do on your first weave, or what you can add if you're a little bit more adventurous. But there is projects all the way through here. It tells you what you need, tells you what your set is on your actual rigid heddle, but it's a really good basic beginner book. You get a small one when you buy Ashford looms, but this is a much more in-depth book that you have to purchase separately. But it is a good one for the library to show, especially if you're making gifts for somebody and you want to show people what you can do. This is a good way, and then you can start on a project easily.
It's a great book. So this one, and another one in here that you'll see from me here in just a second, is more of a coffee table style book. This is not necessarily an educational book like the other ones we've been going through, but it will teach you something. It is Threads Around the World. So this is just a really lovely just kind of going through all kinds of different, it's beautiful. Going through all kinds of different cultures and their weaving techniques and their spinning techniques and things like that. And the history of it all, which I just think is so cool. So you'll be able to see all kinds of different stuff in here. We'll do a close-up, obviously. But this is one of those, again, just more of like a coffee table style book. But it's also just really interesting to be able to see the different kinds of, specifically like cultural things and techniques and things that have been passed down for a long time. I just think that stuff is wicked cool. So if you also think that stuff is wicked cool, that is a book for you. So yeah.
So that was Threads Around the World. This one's basically Small Friends Around the World. So totally off, a totally different one, but I'm telling you, this is a cute book.
It's so cute.
When I was looking through here, I was like, they're so tiny, the little felted things. So it's not going to take a lot of felt to do that, but you can actually see from different vantage points, it's got how small things are if this was a globe. But this one was really sweet. I mean, these little villages that you could easily put in the windowsill or something like that, or if you hang them in the tree. So you could easily do several of these. Do these with your grandkids or something like that. It'd be a great book. But this doesn't require a lot of felt, but very, very cute. Don't have this one yet.
Just wait. Alrighty, so another one for me that is somewhat educational actually, but it's for most people probably going to be more of like a coffee table style book, because I think most people who have sheep already have their shearing situation figured out. But if you would like to know techniques on how to do shearing with blades and not like a shaver, then this is the book for you. It's actually really, really cool. It starts at the very beginning with prepping your blades, actually, so sharpening them, getting them the right length and things like that, which is just so cool. Yeah, it's a big book. Get in here, haha, so you can see like the old iron shears, which is so cool. Steel maybe. So it'll go through everything verbally and then show you in photo as well how to do things. This literally shows you how to take your sheep in positions to get the wool off in a way that gets it all off all in one fleece, which is so cool. So it's just a book that shows you how to shear your sheep. And it's also, there's some in here as well about like the actual science behind wool and how it works, and the way that it grows and things like that. So if you want a cool coffee table book that shows you how to shear sheep, this is the one. It's actually really neat. I like this book.
I mean, this one may not make it back to the shop. So we've had this book for a short while, not a whole long while, but the forward is by Rebecca Mezoff. But I got to give it to, and I have not heard of this person, and it's Tommy McClure's Scanlon. Okay. What I really like about this is the depth. I mean, it's amazing what three-dimensional. You can see the shadows actually of the stalks and stuff. But this is a big thing on planning and weaving. If you've done weaving, you know you have to plan a lot. And, excuse me, sorry. So with this one, just being able to wrap your colors around these small things, being able to look at it. I mean, it's on a spiral bound, which most weavers love. I mean, just stunning what these pieces of work. I mean, just the color theory is one great project, because you don't realize what's going to happen sometimes until you weave it. But very contemporary to some extent, but yet, I mean, that's just...
It's amazing.
Amazing. Totally amazing. I mean, man. Some of these are even done on the looms. I've done some tapestries on looms, which I have found really interesting with a lot of butterflies like this. So that might be something you can try. I know that rigid heddles can do them because they have the stand for that as well as the floor looms. But I mean... amazing. Totally amazing.
Watercolor.
Sweet. Gosh. Sweet. The background looks like backgrounds was actually dog bones that come out. So
that's funny.
Yeah. And so actually drawing it, graphing it out.
Which can be a real pain, but it's very, very important to be able
Great
to make
book.
Pictorial things like that.
Absolutely
that
wonderful.
Work well. So.
Great selection this year, folks.
Yeah.
Jump on it
so
early.
just tons of books. I mean, it feels like we talked forever, but there's just not enough that we can say about these books. There's so much in them. But hopefully that was a good overview for everyone. Come and get them on the 31st. 20% off of all of the ones that you saw today. So yeah, get you some books. Have a nice, happy new year, and get some good rest, and we'll see you later.
Happy weaving.
Bye.
Bye.